So in this video, I'm going to show you how to monitor websites, why you want to do it, and that's how I managed to pre-order one of these. SNES Classic Mini. Fantastic. Okay, so it's the 29th of September, and as we can see from the Nintendo site, the SNES Classic Mini is out. Now this isn't a gaming channel, but this morning, Postman brought me this, because I pre-ordered it. I haven't even opened this yet because I'm so focused on delivering value to you, the testing world. And this is a testing channel, so we're not really talking about gaming, although fantastic. However, if you didn't pre-order one, you've now got the issue that they're pretty much out of stock everywhere, which leads us into how can we use our testing skills to get over this. When I was trying to pre-order one, every time there was an announcement of Nintendo that was in stock somewhere, everyone went to that site and there was a massive denial of service attack on that website, and you really had to get in fast. So I needed to monitor pages to know whether things were up. Then when I found one that was in stock, it was on Argos, I tried to buy it, put it in the checkout. I was trying to hit checkout, buy, but it wasn't working. I realized that sometimes when you got websites and they're scaling and they're doing load balancing, sometimes if you drop down to their mobile app, they hit a different server because they're using the API, and that was how I managed to buy one. So I had a combination of testing thoughts. So if you're in this position now, how can we use our testing skills to find the Super Nintendos, know when they're in stock, and be able to buy one? Well, first thing we have to do is find an Oracle. We could go to the Nintendo site directly, and if you can find the page on there, then it's the Nintendo one and it's out of stock. So what we need to do then is monitor this page to work out when it comes back in stock. There's probably a whole bunch of tools you could use to do that, but the one that I used when I want notifications in a browser. Now this can be quite handy when you're testing a web app. You've got multiple pages, you put something on one page, it's going to change on another. You don't necessarily want to go and check that page all the time, but you could monitor it and see if it's changing on the fly. And the plugin that I use for that is called Page Monitor. There we go, Page Monitor. It's a Chrome plugin, which is useful when I want to buy stuff, because if I get an announcement, I need to be at my desktop to take advantage of this. So having it in as a plugin in the browser that I'm using is really useful. If I'm doing my testing in Chrome, then having that pop up when I've got an announcement during my testing is useful. So the Page Monitor Chrome plugin. Now what this lets me do is I could say I want to monitor this page. So I would do Page Monitor, monitor this page. Then in the options, I have to configure this. Now, I probably don't want to monitor the entire page because there's stuff that's going to come in here that's going to change without me knowing it. And really, this is all I care about. All I care about is this out of stock. So if I inspect that, I can get an idea of the... So let me just try that. Cat button. So there's 15 of those. That's not necessarily a good thing. So what do I want? Buy product. Let me try that. Div.buy product. One of those. So if I, and this is where we get to use the skills that we've developed by automating web applications if we've done that, because we understand CSS selectors. So now I'm using CSS selector in here to find the actual element, to isolate the page, that element, the thing that I want to check. Then I'll come into the page monitor. I'll say custom mode for this particular page, and I want to do a selector. I'll test that. And it's saying this is what it's going to monitor. It's going to monitor that page and it's going to check to see if this changes. So presumably when it comes back in stock, this will say in stock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a check interval, and because I'm desperate to buy this, I'm going to have this check every 5 seconds. Hopefully their website can handle me checking it every 5 seconds. Now, the other thing is, this isn't the only place that's going to stock it. So really I need to find an oracle, a source of information as to where else I can get this information. So I'm going to use hot UK deals for this, and it's going to give me a whole bunch of other places where I can get it. Because this is saying the Nintendo Mini NES is on Amazon Prime now. Excellent, let's go have a look. Visit site and get deal. Currently unavailable. Okay, but again, what I could do is I could monitor this page, get the options up, and what I want to do is this. When this currently unavailable changes, so let's figure this out. So, oh, that's easy. Look, it's got an ID availability. Let's see if that works. Custom mode, selector, hash availability, test that. Availability none, currently unavailable. All right, but we can monitor that. So now this is going to sit there and monitor. I can tell it to check now because I desperately want to know, is it going? No. But because it's sitting there in the browser doing this checking all the time, it will give me notifications when it changes. If I was doing testing and I want to check if a website is being updated, we're doing something in the CMS, we want to make sure it propagates to in the front page, that can be checking, that can give me the announcement, and that can be monitoring different things in parallel without having to continually check back and forth to the different tabs. So that's the theory, using the page monitor, setting up advanced options. You can change the timing that you want to do it, and that is how we use our testing skills, combining our understanding of the architecture, our understanding that we actually want to monitor things, so we need to find tools to do that, ways of supporting our process for checking something, because the monitoring process is independent from the actual tool. So we went away and found a tool to do it that matched the specific environment we were testing. And there's probably other tools I could use, but I picked one that was working in Chrome. If I wanted one that was monitoring on the side, I could do that. I could use Postman. Mark Winteringham has written information on how you can use Postman to do this stuff. There's other tools that we could use to match the function that we want to actually do in our process, which is monitoring. Then we've taken the CSS Selector skills that we developed through automating web applications, and we're reusing those skills in here. The technical web testing skills of being able to open up the page, look in the source, look in the DOM to figure out what specifically we want to monitor, gives us an edge over anyone else. It's just monitoring the page changes because we're being very specific. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we use our testing skills to buy stuff. So if this video is useful to you, leave a comment, let me know. And if you get one of these, fantastic. I'm going to play this, well, not today because I've got work to do, and not tomorrow because I'm traveling, and not next week because I'm doing training. So I guess in about a week's time. Fantastic.